Welcome to Element Pods, where we start the conversation of how God is moving in your life.
Hey, we're glad you chose to tune in today and download this podcast, listen to maybe what God has to say to you, because today we're talking about something that I believe is huge in the lives of everybody, not just students, but specifically students inundate themselves, Parker, with social media. Mm-hmm. Parker joining us again today, Josh here, and we're going to jump in on this. Parker, social media, let's start with a brief synopsis of what you've learned in your life about social media.
Yeah, it's been an interesting perspective that I've had because I was just going into college when Facebook started. And so it's like I saw the origins of it and like the good intentions of it to now it is a business model, now it is advertising, now it is this, and to the next level of now regimes are rising and falling because of this, and now like politics are involved with this, and now all of a sudden it's like even Facebook is coming out saying, hey, mindlessly scrolling this feed is really bad for your mental health. And they make money on you mindlessly scrolling their feeds. So it's like, it's this really, really complex thing that like is so easy to get addicted to and to fall into. And we already talked about identity in a few episodes back, but like we are pulling our truth from the world from this aggregated kind of virtual reality of life. And I think it started where you could like detach yourself from what was happening online, but nobody thinks that way anymore. Nobody believes that. Who you are online is who you are in person, and we know that. And so here are two things that I see that is just kind of attacking our psyche when it comes to social media. One, we're becoming bullies and not realizing it. There is something about just seeing an avatar or a profile picture and writing the meanest thing you have ever said that would never come out of your mouth because you know you get punched in the eye socket.
Exactly.
but you are writing this awful thing down and hitting send to this avatar, and what is mentally happening there is you are saying this is not a human. I'm minimizing this person to just this experience. But you've also been bullied on social media, and so you know that's not true. Yeah. Because when someone says that statement to you or sends that comment to you or that direct message to you, your life starts falling apart. And so what social media has done, it's reduced humanity to ones and zeros and texts, yet on the other receiving end of that is a complex human being going through life trying to figure out their identity, who God is, all these situations with all of this new information, obviously, or often not positive, being thrown at them, right?
So what you're saying is like we're forgetting that when we click send, there are emotions that's hit. Those words are hitting. There's flesh and bone that is hitting.
Like we are accidentally becoming bullies, and we're accidentally becoming like punching bags at the same time, and we don't realize that, and that our humanity is on the line. And so here are a few things that God does not hesitate to talk about your value. He doesn't hesitate to talk about how important you are and how each person is different but is valuable. And so when you look at the world of social media, we talked about identity. Like I said, it's this natural reaction from social media to soak up your new identity in who people think you are, or who people say you are, or what's getting likes and what's not getting likes, or what's getting views and what's not getting views.
So when you say that, you mean like we will base our value when we post something based on that post's engagement.
Yeah, it's like, to simplify it, we become what's viral. You know? Wow. And like we forget who we are, we leave who we are and who God made us to be, and we just pursue this really elusive comfort zone of being liked online. And so I mean, you and I both know, Josh, like we've been in these situations, and we know it's a real thing that you students are going through these situations where people are saying things online that are just ripping you to shreds, and people are sharing things and photos that are ripping you to shreds, and it's almost as if these people don't care. But the odd part is the same thing's probably happening to them. And bullies are just insecure people that need to take their like anger out on someone
Parker,
else.
I
right?
think you almost cussed there.
Like it really is. And so
I feel your passion.
So
on that,
when we
though,
talk about
for sure.
social media, and that, it's really easy to soak up your identity from that, and that's not your true identity. And there's this story in the Bible, in the Gospels, that this woman from Samaria comes to talk to Jesus at a well. And she's coming in the heat of the day because nobody wants to be around her. She doesn't want to be around people. Like, obviously, she's got people speaking into her life negative things, so much so that she doesn't want to be around them. And they don't want to be around her. And she's coming to this well to try to get some sort of nourishment. And she's finding that she's keep going to this well that's running dry. And Jesus says, hey, I have a, like, if you partake in this relationship with me, I have something that will never go dry. I have what you're actually looking for, which will satisfy what you're hunting for. And I think with social media, we go to the well of social media to fill up our value bucket, but the wells run dry. And so the truth of this story, the truth of what God is trying to teach you in Scripture is that your value comes from Him and Him alone. And real community, like the woman at the well, she experienced relationship because she was actually face to face with someone, right? And like when it comes to social media, we hang out with our friends, but we're all in our living rooms alone, like, just texting each other.
It's me in front of the screen, and it's this weird feeling that I'm together with people, but I'm utterly alone.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to trick your brain into thinking that, but like somehow your subconscious knows you're alone.
Yeah.
Like there's this battle that's going on. So it's also very true. Like we talked about the church in episode 2. We were created for community. We were created to be around people. We were created to be around people who fill us up and who support us and walk through life with us. And I mean, as much as I love social media, people aren't necessarily walking through life with you and feeling the nuances of the way that you're expressing yourself or your facial expressions or whatever, So like social media is good. It can be used for good. It can connect people across the world. When it comes to being a student in this day and age, I would say be weary of going to that well to fill up your bucket.
Right.
But instead look to Element, look to your small group, look to your relationship with your coach. And ultimately, most of all, your relationship with Jesus, to go fill that bucket of your value, being liked, getting views, but like those views are actually people in front of you, experiencing life. So
I want you to give them one solid action step.
Yeah.
What is one solid action step? Because sometimes I think students realize that they're caught up in the web of social media. Hey, and they just want to go, hey, can you give me one step in a healthy direction? Just one simple one.
Here it is. Usually this step comes as like, delete the app, get off this social media. Here's a better challenge. Text your friend to hang out with them. That's your first step on getting out of the social media well that's run dry. Text a friend and go hang out with them.
So you're just saying get face-to-face, people.
Go hang out, watch a movie together, go walk around the mall, whatever, like go frisbee golfing, whatever. Go be with a friend. And that will start getting you out of that well that's running dry.
That's so simple, so solid. Thanks for sharing your heart today, Parker.
Thanks for tuning in to Element Pods. Make sure you subscribe to this feed for future conversations about God at work in your life.